Okay, hey YouTube, Lily, this is just, a short, very elaborate quickie about, a legendary year that, is not talked about on my channel. Now, I'm not talking about 2021. I'm talking about a year that's even greater than that, that's not reported, and that is the year, of Drake 2, which is 2019. Now, the reason why this is a very important, lesson for my channel is because there's a lot of aspects, that are very masculine this year that was brought out in 2019. Don Frost is one of them, not this year, but, last year, but, in all actuality, where it comes to this situation, this is very important because that's the first year where I got into it with my family because, it's way more complex than that. Because the reason why people don't want me to say it smooth is this is the fall. We're in, right now, in the current situation, far beyond, watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Okay, literally, I'll tell you, literally, I go back and forth, literally, with my family, literally, taking me, to long elaborate places, literally, getting, into, a situation where they say, oh, I drove you hella far, all the way, Chicago, and you can't drive. All the way to the point where I had an original story when I beat my brother in the arcade driving. And, up close and personal, it's like, no, I'm not talking about the arcade. Literally was the exact same fucking shit. I can get away with that as well, why? I proved that you're hella gay. Is what I did was something hands-on with a woman, like Thunder Man, and what you did was you hid behind being white, literally behind a table, and said this, and that. Literally, well, I went not only in between something, but far and beyond when you actually live life. In other words, literally, you're Indian baker that can't get Ann. Anyway, fuck it, let's actually get down to this video. This year revolved around me doing good and me doing so much good. And it was a running gag in the Beecham family that when I was getting way better, leagues, above where I was, in high school and everything, literally way above 1/5. What ends up happening, Lily, is that grandma literally goes out of her way, after I'm actually having real relationships with all these cosplayers like Jordan, Polka, Lily, Erica, Lily. They already knew about the fucking Latina. They knew all this fucking shit. Lily knew about Cat, Lily, the fucking random girls fucking came over and fucking Uncle Tom and didn't think I was gonna use it against them. Lily, all this fucking shit. Lily, they say, no girls, no sense. Lily, I don't care. Fucking, and it's really, really, really detrimental to let you know that Lily, I made absolutely no sense, this whole fucking 3 years, but it's even more detrimental to let you recognize that you pulled the spider string while I was about to apply for the Cheesecake Factory. Fuck Applebee's. Yes! We're talking about 2019 here, people. Literally, this was the year. Literally, before fucking I stood up to fucking saying that I was doing good, when I was doing tremendously good, I'm like, let me practice, the actual mature archetype of 8th grade when I started watching, Mob Psycho 100, alright? You see, the reason why it's not affecting me is because I'm a very masculine person and you're denying shit, okay? Literally, that's the biggest fucking problem. You want to be fucking a gay fag, what happens? Literally, I don't get arrested automatically and I grab a whole bunch of fucking girls after I was fucking mad, after you instigate shit, something complex, something not as fucking easy as me calling out me being white, you not being able to provide for yourself prerogative. But literally, with Mob Psycho 100, what I did was literally in that fucking netherworld that you fucking trapped me in the Bloods believing, I got to talk to the real terror, alright? And what that is like I was already, advanced. You know how fucking pays today? I was so advanced, back in the day, I said hi to literally a real retarded person named Tati, okay? Lily, and that was the fucking Aziz, okay? I don't know if his name was Aziz or something, Lily. That was my relationship with an Afghan guy from Safeway, Lily. He was actually my boss in the beginning, and what happened was he became a running gag throughout all the fucking cartoons I watched in the My Hero movie. You know why? Because of stupid ass fucking Rick. Lily, he was somebody just like me, Lily, who got point to point junior high, and now he's fucking working as a CEO at Safeway. Lily, been homosexual, been fucking, slick back his hair. Lily, fucking, the fucking facade, let me know, oh, I've tried to fucking route before. Lily, look what happens in a full-on war. I end up way better than him. Now, understand this shit. Literally, I took on him and his fucking family. Literally, nothing got done to Uncle Tommy. It's somebody who's being gay. Alright, so, this is back when I wasn't rapping or making music, but fun fact, during this year was I made one track that was like Eminem, but wasn't professional, and it was called Grape Juice. And what that was is I was skipping between Eminem in between beats, literally. So in the middle, literally, while I'm contemplating this shit, literally, I see myself literally shaking my dreads to Todoroki. Now let's start off what happened this year. So this year it came out with the obvious reference to my friend Robert with the Promised Neverland, Norman, okay? That was the fucking thing. So what I just watched downstairs was a good ass episode of Black Clover when they're rapping fast. I was there with rapping fast openings, Black Clover opening 3, literally fucking Mobile Shiki first came out, literally when I had a job. That was back when I was on the come up for the family. Not like this year today, because I know this year is running off a retarded basis, because nobody wants to actually be mature. That's why after you get away from Bop of Weave, there's Daniela. This entire fucking year revolves around me going and grabbing 200 bitches as Todoroki, okay? And what happened, eventually is I sprayed it black, and Lily, that's the part of my dumbass street. You know how Lily, they say you can't do the whole Chris Brown? Lily, that's why I painted it black, Lily, let you know I made a mistake. I was supposed to go to Karma, Lily, but, what ended up happening is, Lily, there cops in the story guarding the situation. What's stopping me from buying another Todoroki wig in the mail? Those hats were dumb expensive. But I used to, spend money on cosplay. It used to be very fucking expensive. $100 for that outfit. This and that, but the fucking results, used to be fucking out there. I had the headband from Omar and everything. So first off, before I share a story, I used my gambling money, from Uncle David, or to pay for, a cosplay. And that guy was a black character from Naruto who was called Omar. Literally, since it was last year, because the year before I got over 300 back, I was Doflamingo, right? Brace yourself, okay? Brace yourself, all right? Literally, after, I bought a headband. Literally, I made sure it was the Cloud Bleeders. I did everything. I was on one. And, what ends up happening is that we end up, in a day since marking all the way to a point where I'm thinking, the lollipop at the day. What happens during the day is actually quite menacing. Because one of the grabs, literally, from Fanmade 2019, inspired the character Jume in my, manga of Nons, okay? Now, let's actually get to this. What ends up happening is, I ended up going to a playground over there, who I've been there, for over, 9 years, even before James. So what ends up happening is I do sit-ups instead of push-ups, right? I'm still doing my little thing, really fucking, with the fucking Pharaoh, Lily, it was the year before, right? Lily, so it was the year continuing. So what happened was, I got, gym membership to Detroit for Out Fitness. That was right hand with my job at Safeway, So what ends up happening, right, is I'm doing sit-ups, literally, and then all of a sudden I learned how to do this new move called the backflip, literally. So what I did was I get supremely better at, making A and Bs, and I started making an A and B for, LaRue. And who was LaRue? LaRue was just like me and Disney, except he only fucks with Daffy Duck. Why you fucking with Daffy Duck? I'll fuck with cartoons. So anyway, fucking LaRue's the fucking shit. So anyway, I make an A and B for LaRue, right? Literally, I go into detail because I'm just about to get a job at Safeway. I just applied for Safeway, right? And so me and my grandma get into a fucking argument, about fucking Lily, because I was feeling, I finally have things going my way. The reason why people are so fucking hard on me is I literally gave my youth 1 year to recover. Fuck the whole Devaria about me back to the continuity and shit. Literally, this is why I'm making white girls listen to rock. Literally, listen to me saying, you can suck my dick, do all that fucking shit. Literally, this is the exact same year where I was, Yugi, Axel, Dr. Pharaoh, Axel, the Pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh! At Level Up Expo. Yeah. Yeah, somebody actually asked for me there, weren't you Yugi Moto last year? Yeah. That was already back in 2020, and I didn't think this shit was gonna stretch out that far, but, that was the year before My Heroes Rising, okay? So, let's put it this way. What this year is it's telling me a whole lot, okay? So, one of the, thing I want to say in this video, the reason why I'm saying it is because, literally, people want to, trap me as thing, with India, trap me, with everything, and say, literally, man, I was back in the year when we were dancing, literally, at the fairy tale opening, when my girls do here every day. So it's like, it's out there. Literally, that's the thing that's happening right now. It's like, you're fucking trying all this shit. I know all the fucking algorithms. I did the fucking Yellow Banana in the movie theater. Literally, I recognize, literally, this shit has fucking happened because you're ignoring me this much. Saying you're Omer, I actually had 6,000. Before our whole convention, 2,000. And literally, when you replay that shit, well, this is about to hate Stilo, he got 1,001. Okay, so anyway, literally, so I stood up to Sonny because he tried to 5150 me, right? Literally, and I was just doing good because I was getting copper power step blend, I was getting copper mob cycle, I was going to everything. This year was so good that literally when I was working at Safeway, literally Bob's house caught fire in the middle of me watching episodes. So I would watch episodes, of Mob Psycho and everything. So what ends up happening, right? Literally is I actually know this is a fucking spell. Remember I told you of a gorilla, this is a spell. When they put in your head, am I allowed to go to family? Am I allowed to get a family? Literally, that's an actual spell. Literally, they hook your fucking mind up, but your ass is young. Whenever I told you, literally, your early 20s, literally, that's why somebody roasted you, we're retarded and lowly because you're young, okay? Literally, you don't know everything, but you have something general, planned out. Literally, back when I yelled at Uncle Tommy, I was 24, and so far they haven't mentioned it. Literally, and I don't know if that's a double implied, but what I'm trying to tell you, literally, is, this year revolved around last year. So let's, establish something. Ever since, 18, I met, Mariah in Crunchyroll, 2018. We do have, a son made Jonah. and I did see the bellies a lot, Lily. And what ends up happening, Lily, with Uncle Tommy downstairs is this shit's so fucked up when I'm trying to jack off and shit, Lily, when he's gone, I hear his fucking voice, but somebody's pushing a button into the alarm, he's not even there. So anyway, Lily, this year is so fucking important because this is what got my family filed for domestic violence. In fact, I was on the dance floor, Lily, I didn't want to do it again. So this year, what ends up happening, as I had all planned out, let me tell you, Lily, how cosplay goes, before, I'm worried about the thing at Aritza. Back when I said, Lily, after, I killed Armand, I can't rock that street ever again. I'm letting you know what's going to happen. Now they're going to bring curl bars, now they're going to go out, now they're going to do everything. But guess what? They aligned in the beginning. You see how he knew how to fight, you knew how to fight, Lily, he jumped on the freeway, you aligned in the beginning. Fuck what the damn person's talking about, Lily, this is some real fucking shit. Lily, how I did is correlated to what I can do now. What I can do now is literally trap the lesbian cops some points, literally go back in time, literally do a fucking line wire because I collected a tree because Blue Tricks, but I'm like, wait, I'm already a DBZ man. I actually had to start the tree from the beginning, it was hella annoying. But anyway, push aside from Castle Chaotic, just let you know, the reason why Grandma had an argument because she was trying to set me up. I actually thought she was talking about real shit, but in actuality, this was the interesting part about me and my grandma. She was representing the 1/5 of going out to places with people, but she knew I was hanging out with better people who liked me for who I was. So that's why she got angry. Literally, this thing gave me, this thing, literally saying, well, if you're so, now you have your head together, you want to go to school, right? Well, here you go. Literally, this, and that. So literally, this is after Jordan was stepping in. This is after everything. I'm going to tell the whole story about my cosplay career, including Jordan in another video. Okay, so, the reason why this is very fucking important is because, what this was I called it sophomore, fight school, Literally, it's my second year doing the cosplay, so I had, all three, ideas planned out, especially with the job. Literally, I'm gonna be Oob from Dragon Ball Z the third day after working my six-pack. Literally, after being Omar, black character from Naruto, I'm gonna be Todoroki in the middle. Literally, I'm gonna use Todoroki for what? To dance on the dance floor. Okay, so anyway, I had that shit all planned out in my head. Literally, fucking say he's testing me, right? So we go to the dollar store. Literally, he's like, I'm surprised, you lasted this time. Well, what the fuck, son? I'm just gonna enjoy my show. After I eat these fucking snacks, I'm gonna enjoy the show. I'm worried about my voice so much. I repeat my fucking voice. I sound like fucking Goku. It's really, really out there. So what ends up happening this year was, I know people how the system works, right? They obviously know it's gonna be a sale, but I played out society no emphasis for the entry, saying that, I sang the song every day since I didn't go overboard, so I didn't get caught just yet. Literally, I did it over and over and over again. But as rumors spread, they're actually pushing, for something, a little bit bigger. And what a little bit bigger came from was them understanding the situation. Like, literally, there's a black girl, from Cells at Work, literally, and I don't know if it was natural or anything, literally, but it's also a knockout thing, that a human does, literally, what he's in, a condensed situation that blood teaches you, okay? So anyway, let's get to the anime. So Black Clover is going on his tournament arc, right? Literally, this guy, they Funeral, Lily was hitting on all the girls, like how Chris is hitting on all the girls on Facebook, right? Literally, how he literally worked for Facebook, got sexual harassment, literally, that was funny as fuck. The comparison to me, right? So what ends up happening, right, is that he has to live with Damo, literally, and he has to wear a helmet, right? And so, literally, that's the days where I was laughing at him when I was doing this, and that. So what happened this year was, I practiced the song over and over and over again. I took off Dude's advice. He's like, I don't know, you tell me, because they're actually going to pull me over for work, literally, after I was being peer pressured, I don't want to, stick this shit. I want to remain a bad boy to this video. But the whole time, literally, Mariah is, anticipating me. Literally, this is not actually, that I knew that, Mariah was a real person. Mariah is a bitch. You know why? Because women are bitches. Literally, see, when her friend came over during this time of year, guess what she did? She actually betrayed me. But let me tell you how. Literally, first off, she was, chasing me ever since Crunchyroll 2018, right? Literally, she was, chasing me. Literally, she was giving me validation, like, oh, she put back my shoes. Literally, when I was playing Shinobi Striker, literally, and she was chasing me all throughout while I was trying to get caught on Fairy Tail, right? So when I get caught on Fairy Tail, in between, all this, what ends up happening is not only is she, stalking me every day, but, what ends up happening, it's so interesting, literally, what if I, gave to me, back in the past, back when I was doing this, skateboarding, since girls are always watching me. So the two girls, were bowing out, there was Dora that was there stalking me, doing what I was listening, to Black Clover, opening, and then there was, Mariah, that was there every single day. So guess what ends up happening, What ends up happening was I end up collecting information since saw me when I was in denial and when I wasn't. So when the actual thing happened, this is how it climaxed. So let me get this straight. When I was, getting caught on Fairy Tales, when they had a dance opening, literally, so what ends up happening is I'm working out, literally, I'm watching Fairy Tale, right? and I get my thing at Truck Fire Fitness, and somebody actually comments on my email, got you the ill. This is already back in 2019, literally, and where the Truck Fire Fitness is by the New Park Mall, literally, and where the Platt Fitness where I go today is literally right by the house, literally right by Lucky's, back when Ann sleazeballed me. So anyway, what ends up happening in 2019, literally, is that my mom, called up on my strategy and eventually started to say, hey, you just get a job so you can just go to the con. So literally, what ends up happening, right, is that I learned a backflip, literally, and how I learned the backflip and how I know I got down packed with sit-ups instead of push-ups. Literally, it was out of nowhere. I started to show Shawnee. I started to show, everybody. So after, I flashed the grandma, like, what the fuck? I'm going out of my ammo. And this is like, Literally, that's some strategy right away. And what she's referred to is that I'm not raping. And, in that all actuality shit, what I was doing, I was getting better at A and B. So I'm like, fuck you. I'm just going to make another A and B. I'm going to get a job at Safeway. I'm like, nigga, that's retarded. Literally, he got over 3 fucking jobs. This, and that. Literally, he was fucking on track. Literally, fucking, it's really your fucking poor parenting. Literally, that's not, double demanding shit. Letting him have his own mentality when something big is happening. This is not saying I don't control you. Literally, I don't want to be controlled by you. Literally, so it's really fucking true. Literally, so in my mind, I was like, suck my dick, but in my mind, when I was speaking, I was like, respect the house. Literally, so what I was is they didn't know that I was a bad boy. Literally, like, if they fucking listened to me, they didn't know that I was going in and out, so what ends up happening, right? Is that literally when this shit escalates, she starts to at multiple places. It starts to be BJ's literally at work. I always had a stalker. Literally, it was actually some intense shit. Literally, so how you actually get this be a day, literally, as you flip the R, flip the whole fucking lesson. When I actually joined Tyrone's gang, and I'm not fooled by Tyler. Oh, you guys thinking he comes from a gang? Not fucking surprising. Literally, I joined this gang today. So I'm fucking literally. That's how I fucking come at people like fucking grow up. Literally, fucking literally. I spent over 300 at a convention before. I don't care. I'm very fucking sorry for that information, but I do have kids with some of them, but it is, a confusing situation. But what I'm trying to say is I had all those jobs, and you tested, 2 jobs, for my cousin today, literally, and, what broke, drawing in the past, the fact that I actually had development, I called out your shit was contradiction after Farmgate every single day today, literally, but what that was is that was surprising shit, because that exposed why America is what happened after 2019, COVID-19. So it's really... It's really it's out there, because what this is you're not gonna understand the magnitude of this shit. Because I was listening to a fairy tale opening, and the fact that I had Black Clover going on, what ended up happening eventually was when I got there, it was a tie. And that's how I know I was a tie. I was working with the devil, because I played off, a society with no emphasis. But they put emphasis on something. And they needed to put emphasis on something in order to fool me. So, when it comes to our, graduation, the reason why, I made this, because what happened, externally, and this year also involves, 2 dates, from Hannah, is that, what I did was, I took the multi-dimensional aspect, literally, of what I was doing, because what ends up happening is that, even Tati, the one that I was talking to, said that I need, to take my meds, after, terror was in my head, after this and that, after you double Empire State, let me tell you something, when you double Empire State where there's, literally, instead of big things, emergencies, literally, like, I'm in debt, literally, I can't view it as an emergency, because you keep on doubling power with pages and social media, literally, let me tell you something, what ends up happening, right? Bruh, I just, went past 3 Naruto episodes. I went downstairs and got one where Black Clover episode, and guess what? I listened to the ending 3 times. No, it is ridiculous, but it's true. So what ends up happening is this, okay? Before the convention get there, I sing the song, literally, I do this, and that. I get better at everything, literally, I start crunching, literally, I start playing basketball in the gym, I start swimming in the pool at 24-hour fitness, which is actually better pool. Literally, have a pool at 24-hour fitness. Oh, God. Literally, this isn't getting better, is it? Okay, so literally, I'm doing fucking great shit. Literally, I'm up there in one piece. I get out of the gym, I'm calling off, literally, my friend, like, hey, what's good? He's like, what's good? Literally, like, oh, yeah, I'm just coming off from work. Literally, I'm doing all that shit. Literally, my dad's in jail. Oh, what's up? Literally, I got a girl saying too. Literally, all this shit's fucking happening. And so, guess what happens, literally, when I get there, after, missing out a job. So first off, literally, I spent, the money at Safer, to cosplay as Yukimoto, and I go to, level up. And what ends up happening, right, literally, is that's the year I became 24. And that was the, it was level up was, the month after, no, it was within the month, of April. And, so what ends up happening, right, is that, When I go a level up, I stay humble. Literally, I'm tempted, to grab ass here and there, but it's a part of the whole story. So what ends up happening is, I enter a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Literally, after a thousand part of my problem growing up, you're not trying to view things religiously. But I went in and out like how I did with Basketball Runo in order to get good at the tournament. Guess what? I get the first hit. I get the first hit with 800. That's the legendary story about me as a Mangat guy. And every single year I level up. I take a play, not literally, but still. So I take a plane, literally I have this journey, with these amazing, fucking creatures, literally, and what ends up happening is my resource is rewarded, literally, and it was actually, a good setup, well, simultaneously you're trying to call me retarded, I'm reading the freaking cards, looking at Journey Real episode at the same time. So what ends up happening is Mamacita ends up stalking me, Kenny ends up stalking me while I'm watching Category, and what ends up happening is I cosplay as Jalal, I remember that match, ever since I was young, when I was getting my ass beat. So what I do is I forget about it, literally, I recognize them with girls, I buy Mountain Dew, so I buy Mountain Dew, literally, I shake hands on All Might, literally, and everything's on my channel, literally, the playlist, I forget that I even make this shit. You put me in such a bad world, how to regrets against, the old world, how can somebody else get this far today? I forget I do all this shit, that's why I make this video, literally, I forgot Mariah was there when I was dancing to her theme song. So what ends up happening, right, is that, I kill level up, and that going to dance for the kid, and, something I'm saying for this video, me and Chris got into a big fight, but as soon as we got into a big fight, I made up for it from showing him the voice actor Vegeta, Christopher Sabat, right? And so we the same, the same morning, after I was in the dance for Death the Kid, I danced with a couple of girls when I was cosplaying as Death the Kid. I had checkerboard glasses, and that was my goals in life. Those are my big goals in life that I accomplished. I can't believe that you're conditioning it, literally putting some racist shit like if Eris isn't paying debt, this is that in full paperwork. After I had this amazing journey, after I had amazing friends named Shannon, literally that was also part of 2019. Literally before I yelled at Uncle Tommy, I got a whole bunch of numbers with Kizaru. Literally, and when they kicked me out, literally, as was at a time when, I was a little bit mature, but, they told me that they were talking shit. The security guards literally told me that the kids were talking shit, so, they gave me a chance to be street smart, and what ended up happening, just, set me up for over 2 years. Man, I wasn't fucking mature, so what ends up happening, right, and the meaning of this video, the reason why I make this video, is because who I am in real life, which is what Uncle Tom is saying is very, contradictory, because the AMV I am currently today is kind of my checks, the one with fucking trunks, so guess what AMV he is, today, with both games, literally, he's the one with Steve for American Dad, 1 point, you're fucking out, literally, so it's fucking monotonous, you are not mature, you don't want to, take responsibility, because you believe all girls come from rapists, their responsibility, so fucking, that's why you don't know the difference between a leader and a follower, just rape, so anyway, fucking, that's who I am. That's how much odds I have in and out. Literally, that's what you do as a whole. So, I don't know if you understand. Literally, I'm going to be the character that's partial maturity. So, what ends up happening, after I have these 2 days to level up, I have to wrap it up, is that, I get caught at Fan May eventually, where I grab the ass, I'm mad, I'm like, Todoroki, literally, and what ends up happening is, I don't care, literally, somebody, literally, had lava, somebody, had this, and that, but the main, aspect of it is I talk shit, literally, I didn't just let you control the situation, literally, you let me on after I sing a song every day, I talk shit, then I grab Dawn Frost ass, okay, so literally, it's true. It's fucking, it's impeccable. It's very fucking impeccable. And the beginning of this video is just letting you know that literally I was taking ass left to right. And, after, after they, labeled me, a predator, I actually felt bad. Beastie Boys, don't feel bad, for this, and that. I know all the fucking children I hurt. They had a daughter at the time. All I thought about, was my fierce grip. After I, she hit me with the big bomb. But I did come back, everything did come together. But guess what happened, after Kizaru, after I was working at Home Depot, after everybody tried playing me street smart, I went up to Okatami. Literally, I said, foot, after, I pretended to do, what. So literally, and then literally, I waited at the end to say nigga. Literally, he's like, okay, but nigga did. And this world just actually fucking wins. Where real life, really, he was fucking shocking and after me, before I was working a reality show. But when he was feeling up fucking India, literally, I went out, literally, I don't fucking fake your gangster fucking statement because I hold on to society. Literally, so he literally got paperwork by the police, literally, he got fucking 500 police, all because I took a step outside instead of seeing him up front. So now you're getting me on the inside, now I can't see him up front, and guess what ends up happening? So I'm gonna let the whole world shake their zone, no pun intended. Well, I'm gonna cut that short, that was 2019.